Hello and welcome folks to Weston's Outdoors channel. It's a great day here in Idaho, so I thought I'd show you guys a wonderful breakfast that you guys can make either at home or while at camp.
We were riding down the hill. Summer breeze came from the sea. Nighttime dances, colored pills. Morning sex under the tree.
Alright, so what you're going to need for this, you're going to need about 7 to 8 small yellow potatoes. And I prefer the Idaho yellow potato over any other potatoes. That or some red potatoes. You're also going to need a small onion, some green onions, some cheddar cheese, bell pepper, some sausage, I prefer country style, some bacon, thick cut is better, and some eggs. Alrighty folks, so cutting onion is never fun. But what I've come to find out is if you slice both ends off, and then if you take your knife and just barely put it through this top layer of the onion, when you go over to the garbage, it peels right off and you never have to cry. Alrighty folks, so one thing I want to talk about is this amazing knives that we've got. They're from Pampered Chef. This one is the 5-inch utility knife. And as I'm using it with the flexible cutting mats. I'm telling you folks, if you don't have one of these, you have to get them. They're amazing. One side has a sticky adhesive kind of texture to it. The other side is nice and smooth. It grabs onto the table. It doesn't hardly move when you're cutting. And look at these knives, folks. I mean, these things, they just glide right through stuff. I mean, cutting potatoes, I mean, it just super slice. I mean, it's super easy. It's super good. Alrighty, folks. So here's one of the things that I absolutely love with Pampered Chef. This is the quick slicer. And watch this, guys. Put this in here. Push it down. You have sliced. Look at that. Nice, good slices. Now, if I wanted to do it even smaller, I put it back in the other direction. And I do it again. Now I have chopped in 2 easy moves. Alrighty folks, if you're wondering where you can get any of these amazing products, check out the link in the description below. Alrighty folks, after you've got your bacon sliced up, your onion sliced up, your bell pepper, and your potatoes, and what I like to do is I like to take the potatoes and I put them in a little bit of water and let them soak for a little bit. It kind of gets all the starch out. You can see that water's kind of gross. What that does is it pulls all the starch out of it. Alright folks, once you got all that, what you want to do is you want to set your pan in your oven to about a medium-high heat. And then I like to preheat the oven to 400 degrees because once we're done cooking the meat and getting stuff cooked up, we're actually going to be putting it in cast iron, putting the eggs in there, the cheese in there, and putting it in the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this meat, put it in there, and another great product that I absolutely love from Pampered Chef is this mix and chop. Alrighty folks, now that I got it all mixed up, what I did is I went and I put in some fresh crushed black pepper and a little bit of smoked paprika. I'm going to mix that up real good. I'm going to let it cook for probably another 5 minutes. Alrighty folks, now that I've let it cook a little bit, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to add the onion, the white onion, and the bell pepper. Mix that in. And I'm going to let that cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. Alright, so one thing I forgot to add was the potatoes. So after I mixed it in, the onion and the bell pepper, I'm going to put in those potatoes. Alright, that's going to help them start cooking, and they're going to finish cooking when in the oven. Alright folks, now that that's been cooking, it's time to move it over to the cast iron. So I'm going to move it from that pot into there. Now folks, if you're up hunting or you're up camping and you have a Dutch oven, you can do all of this in your Dutch oven. Start with cooking everything in the bottom of your Dutch oven, and then when you're done you can move in, put the cheese and the eggs in there, and then finish cooking it through. Alrighty folks, one thing I want to quickly mention is before you even move, if you're doing this at home, before you move it from the one pot to the cast iron, one thing you want to do is you want to preheat that cast iron in the oven. You want to put it in there when it's nice and warm. Again, that cast iron pot comes from Pampered Chef. These pans and these ones. So these are the mini oven mitts. They're awesome. I absolutely love them. It makes it easier to grab that cast iron. I can maneuver it, move it, and my hand never gets hot. Alrighty folks, now that we got it moved over into the cast iron, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these green onion and I'm going to mix them in there. And then you can do this if you want. I enjoy it, but I like putting in some minced garlic and mixing that in. We're huge garlic fans in this house. Alright folks, after we got that all mixed in together, next thing we're going to add is the cheese. Alright, so now we got that there in the oven. What we're going to do is we're going to go and let that cook. We'll keep checking it until it's all the way cooked through with the egg. Alright folks, so I just got it out of the oven, and look at that. Absolutely amazing. Alrighty folks, what I'm going to do for you, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Oh, it smells amazing. Get it over here on the plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more cheese on there. Put a little sour cream and salsa on there, and you got yourself a great breakfast.
Down the hill, summer breeze came from the sea. Nighttime dances, colored pills, morning sex under